a Facebook page? All right, I guess it'd be easier to say who does not. You know, that's the exception, right? How many people follow Twitter? A couple people. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of like where stalking is kind of encouraged, you know. How many people have a MySpace page? Okay. How many people have more than one email account? How many have more than 2? 3? 4? More than 5 email accounts. Why? Yeah, it goes back to that stalking thing, right? All right, yeah, get out there on eBay and bid against each other, right? Try to shill those bids up, which is not really cool. How much time do you spend on social networks?
A lot.
Okay. How many gamers in here? What's your favorite game, sir?
Madden 2.
Okay, what's yours?
NBA Live.
NBA Live, what's yours?
Call of Duty. Modern Warfare.
Modern Warfare, okay. All right. How about, are you familiar with Airborne? Airborne's kind of cool. You know, I'm not going to get into too much about gaming and simulation. That's a whole other program. But Airborne, you start out, you jump out of an airplane with a parachute, and depending on where you land, it's a different map. Like, how many people in here play Halo? Okay. When you start Halo, you start the same place on the map every time, right? Okay. With Airborne, you jump in and you start in a different place in the town, so every time the gameplay's a little different. Why do I bring up video games in a web graphic design discussion?
Who picked me?
I'll pick you, okay.
Because you didn't want to design.
Well, yes and no. Yes and no. Actually, who in here knows what Flash is? Adobe Flash. What's Adobe Flash?
It's a sort of program that you use to make animations.
Absolutely. And actually, there is a kind of groundswell. People are using Flash now instead of going to all the programming and all the heavy programming that goes into building video games and level design and all that. They're building games in Flash that people can play online, multiplayer online games. And that's one of the things that we're going to talk about today. How many people in here have taken a Dreamweaver, Photoshop, Illustrator course? And what kind of class was that?
It was a whole bunch of different, we had different modules and stuff like that.
Was it like a web design class, or was it like for your book or something?
I took a thing for Dreamweaver.
Okay, just Dreamweaver itself?
We learned about Photoshop, it wasn't actually like all,
Okay.
wasn't very.
Okay, that's cool. How many people have used Photoshop before? Oh,
Good.
not so many, not so many. How many people consider themselves fairly decent in Photoshop? Got a couple. Okay. What does Photoshop do? Edit pictures, right? You know, and you can do really cool stuff. How many people knew that you could actually build web pages out of Photoshop? Did you know you could do animation out of Photoshop?
Yeah, you can make your own pictures about the cartoon.
You can do things you absolutely can do really cool stuff with Photoshop. You know, Photoshop is one of my favorite courses here. It's what they call WGD 210, Digital Imaging. I like to call it Photoshop Boot Camp. But there's no push-ups involved. We have a lot of fun with it. All right, let me ask this. How many people are considering a career in web graphic design or something to do in the graphics industry? Okay. What would you like to do, sir?
A video game designer.
Video game design? Yeah, see, that's the thing. When people talk about video games and stuff, a lot of people don't know there's a whole lot of programming that goes into it, and that's all one side of the house. But programmers, a lot of times, are not designers, and designers are not necessarily programmers, and they kind of like it that way. So they need people who build the actual code, you know, so when you get to a certain level, you can go to the next level. But they also need designers to actually go in and build the characters, build the scenes and things like that. So that's really cool. Who else? Who else? No one? This is going to be a very long hour for you. Let me tell you a little bit about what we do. DeVry University has been around for 75 years. There's a lot of choices out there. Okay, we understand that. This group is primarily what, juniors, sophomores?
It's a mix of, it's freshman, sophomore, and
How
junior.
many freshmen? Okay, got some freshmen in here. Hi there.
I'm a senior now.
Next year.
Next year.
Today's the last
I'm
day.
a senior now.
Oh,
So-
today's the last day?
So the freshman or sophomore, the sophomore, so.
Yeah, that's like my son, you know,
We
he's
seniors.
taking summer school, but he's considering himself a senior in college already.
Let me get
Um,
seniors.
But let me ask this, okay, so there really aren't any freshmen left, right? Y'all are considered sophomores, right? No freshmen? Apply a few hours, right? Okay. So what a nice teacher to drag you out on the last day, so you're like skating out of the last day of school, right? Okay, look for some pizza later. How many juniors?
Thank
you. All right, how many seniors?
You're not senior.
Okay, like for real seniors, or like last day seniors, or like gonna be
Junior.
seniors? Oh, okay. Okay. The senior writer said it already?
You go, Beer.